What is going on, everybody? It is Tyler here, and when you hear that rad music going on in the background, you know what time it is. That's right, let's get jumping right in to the TheKeybladeMaster Podcast. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Today with me, along with Max, I also have Jeremy Gaines from our revamped podcast, but also from the first episode of the podcast. Again, Jeremy, say hey.
What's up? What's up?
We also have a good friend of ours, Alex, who actually was in one of the first podcasts. Technically, you were in the third one, but it was like a 3-part thing. But yeah, Alex, say what's up, man.
Hey guys, good to be here.
All right, so today's topic is what we did for New Year's Eve. So, Max, since you technically brought up the idea, what did you do New Year's Eve?
Well, that is an interesting point.
New
Year's Eve, it's like, your cliche, like when you get older, like, I was like, oh, I just, went to a party, I did this, I did that. I'm very cliche, as you can say. I know we did cliche things. Hey, went to a party, had fun. Just hang out with friends. It was like a very laid back New Year's Eve. Wasn't too major. I don't have much to say because that's all I did, really. It was boring.
I was expecting like a grand story.
Oh, well, I can't tell you the grand story because I don't remember the grand story.
Oh, so. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. All right. Well, all right, Jeremy, what did you do for New Year's?
I worked. That's what I did because I work at a movie theater, as you all,
Jay, I worked too. You were not there that late.
I was there that late. I actually didn't get home till 2 in the morning, and it was really kind of late. But I got home, played some GTA that night, and I was kind of tired. Because I had to be to work for 12 the next morning. But that's how I spend my New Year's. And New Year's isn't actually, something I really celebrate. I mean, I don't really celebrate it anymore because, I really don't have time to do it.
Right.
But it was just a regular old day to me.
All right.
Nothing special.
All right, Alex, what you got?
Well, New Year's Eve, I had the day off, and I didn't even...
Oh, my dog's upset. Put him down.
Oh no, we lost someone. Man down.
No.
Oh, he's definitely going.
Yeah, I'm good. That's what New Year's Eve was like. But no, what I ended up doing, I spent New Year's Eve with not even my own family, another family, and we roasted hot dogs on a fire. We made s'mores. We lit some fireworks, and then I worked the next day. So, I mean, it was a pretty good New Year's.
Okay.
Eve.
All right, cool.
There wasn't too much going on.
Nice. Roasting wieners and making s'mores. What a great way
Yeah,
to
we
do
had
it.
to be around that fire. It was like 20-degree weather.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. Well, I down where we all live, it was very, very cold. Like very oddly cold.
Down where we live, you make it sound like we live in Alaska. Oh, wait.
Down where we live?
That's why I failed geography.
So anyway, we usually what I usually do is I'll usually spend upwards to like too much money on fireworks and light them and literally burn my money away. But this year, me and my family, we actually went galactic bowling. And yeah, it was actually it's called Midnight Bowl or something like that, and they have like Galactic Bowl on New Year's or whatever. They have it like every Saturday or something, but for New Year's they also had it. And basically, it's bowling, but like what they do is they turn the lights out. They have like music going. They have music going all through the night. They have like not disco lights, but kind of like party lights, like strobe lights going off occasionally and stuff like that. The lanes light up. It was really cool. They had like you have to reserve your spot, do all that kind of stuff. So we did that, and then they had like the New Year's thing on TV, counting down till the New Year and all that kind of stuff. So that was fun. But
That's fun.
I was gonna buy fireworks, but I gotta save up for that Comic-Con coming up. If you know what I mean.
You're going this year?
Oh, of course. I'm going all 3 days, my brother.
That's what's up.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Alex, you're going, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm going Saturday.
Is Matt going with you? Are y'all going together? Because I heard Matt's going too.
He's going Friday and Saturday.
You going, Jay?
Of course not. I have work as usual.
I probably got work too.
Oh.
But see, I'm okay with not going. I'm okay with going in the sense that like the summer for where I work, the summer is going to be a really good time for money for me.
Definitely.
But also, I want to go to Comic-Con because it's Comic-Con. And I want to see those trailers in their originality, not bootleg forms on YouTube.
Praise to Alex for a minute. He was the one who actually brought me to my first one, and my gosh, ever since we went to that first one, dude, it was unforgettable experience.
Alex opened up your eyes.
I've gone every year. What? This is my 12th or 13th year in a row.
Well, no, you didn't go last year.
Well, yeah, last year I took a break.
Alex, do you go to the epic panels? I think it's Hall H. Do you go to Hall H, Alex?
I don't think so.
We went to an Arrow panel. No, a Gotham. It was Gotham panel last year.
Oh yeah. We did do that.
Okay. Do you even watch Gotham?
Well, I watch it. I don't know about Alex.
No, I don't watch it. It was just the only thing there that we could go to.
Okay, it's better than nothing.
Well, but no, I'm really excited. It's because going as one of my costumes. I'm actually dressing up 2 out of the 3 days because Friday when we go, we're really just going there to scope the place out, see what kind of stuff we're gonna be buying when the sales go out and everything.
Scope the place out. You make it sound like you want to rob the place.
No, man. Well, I'm gonna rob them in shopping because on Sunday I have to literally give everything away. So we gotta scope it out. But anyway, on Saturday, the group I'm going with, we're actually dressing up as the Defenders. So I'm going as Matt Murdock. So it's gonna be it's pretty exciting. Looking forward to that. And
who's Luke Cage?
We don't have a Luke Cage.
Well, then you're not the Defenders. Then you're just a blind man.
Max, you're not even going, dude. You can't even say anything, dog. I'll tell you what. I'll send you a picture and I'll Photoshop. I'll Photoshop.
There we go. See,
yeah.
You gotta work
there we go. There we go. But yeah. Okay. And then so Saturday I'm going as that, and Sunday I'm actually going as Roxas.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I got the wig. I have a totally homemade costume that doesn't even look like it, but I'm.
Hold on. I gotta Google a picture so I know what we're talking about. Oh yeah, that's nice. I like that.
I got the wig. I got the shirts. I got the pants. Well, one part of the pants. I got the keyblade. I got the necklace.
Wait, are you going as regular Roxas or organization Roxas?
I was gonna go as organization Roxas, but then I looked on Amazon.
Oh, dude, I got a robe. Hit me up.
Well, it's too late. Well, do you? Okay, wait. Let me rephrase. Let me ask this: do you have the robe? I'm not going in just some robe.
I mean, if you're going improvised and everything else, I don't see a problem with it.
Speaking of Roxas,
we'll look at it later. What's up?
It's 2018.
Oh, it's the year. It's the year, boys. It's the year. Yes.
Well, it's the attempted year. We don't know yet. It could be pushed back by 5 decades.
It was on this day where Max was kicked from the podcast forever because he had no faith. But no, I've actually been watching a Kingdom Hearts speedrunner not every day, but kind of often on Twitch. And then everyone who watches them, they every stream I've been on, they always mention Kingdom Hearts 3, what they want from it, this kind of stuff, and they just have a discussion about it, which is kind of why I like watching it. But then they got on the topic one day. They were like, "So, do you really think it's coming out in 2018?" And then everyone was like, "Yeah." They kind of, you could tell they were they were hesitant. They were like, I want it to come out in 2018, but Square would be the kind of people that'd be like, it's gonna come out next year. Oh wait, 2018? No, we meant 2019. And then we're like, oh, fun. But
essentially, you'll find out this E3 if it's coming out or not this year.
I believe it's coming out this year. I mean, I think everything has come to a halt.
But listen to this though.
Let me tell you, it better come out this year. We've been waiting too long. I'm tired of rumors. I'm tired of little teaser trailers. Give me the game now.
It's funny because you venture into Disney worlds. Disney now owns Marvel and Star Wars. Are you seeing where I'm going with this?
It's not happening. It's gonna stay in this lane, man. Just because I think everybody always wants to do that. Everybody wants to, okay, well, they're getting Marvel now, or we're going to see Wolverine and Kingdom Hearts. No, man, it's we're not going to see that. I think Kingdom Hearts is specifically, Disney's original characters and like Goofy, Mickey Mouse, and Pluto, and all of the other characters, and Final Fantasy, Square Enix characters. That's simply what it is. You won't see some other stuff. I mean, of course, we got Pirates of the Caribbean and Tron, but I don't think it's going to go to the comic book realm. I think.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Would you see it in an expansion pack when the full game comes out?
No,
I don't see. And I think I can speak for a lot of people when I say this. As a fan of both Kingdom Hearts and Star Wars, and I guess Marvel as well, if you're going to count three things I'm a fan of, then I do not want a Star Wars world.
I agree.
I do not want. I really, honestly, I think it'd be kind of cool to have a Marvel world, but it would feel so out of place. I mean, we're already getting
Marvel,
Toy Story.
Like, you can't put that in a Kingdom Hearts game.
We're getting a Toy Story world. We're also getting a Big Hero 6 world, which, in my opinion, is the closest to Marvel that they should get. I mean,
it essentially is Marvel,
right? So
yeah, but it works though. That works
exactly because we've seen it, in a Disney format, and it worked. So now it's going to be a world. And then seeing Toy Story also opens up light into the Pixar realm. I've heard rumors, and this is all rumors. I don't know if it's true or not. There have been, I air quote the screenshots of a Monsters Inc. world.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say I wasn't sure if they did Monsters Inc. in like the spinoff game because I haven't played Dream Drop Distance, so I wasn't sure if they were already in there. But Monsters Inc. would definitely work. I can definitely see that happening.
That would be awesome. Yeah. So
Monsters Inc.
It seems like if that screenshot is real, they're definitely going off and venturing into the Pixar realm for more of this game. Now I've also heard, this has been confirmed, that there's gonna be less worlds in 3 than there was in Kingdom Hearts 2. So now, that means
would that be a problem?
It wouldn't. I feel like it wouldn't because look at the Tangled world. Look at how big and open that world is. I mean, if you're gonna give us worlds like that and of that size and give us all this exploration to do, I'm fine with that. Because if we look at it,
so you think it's going to be more like all open world areas?
I think they're going to be like big open areas. Yeah, exactly.
That brings up a good point. Is quantity better than quality?
In Kingdom Hearts case, yes.
Well, okay. How about games in general?
Well, that leads us to a question like, which I actually saw this, I think maybe on IGN, where our games, most games are turning into the open world, large games. Is that the new wave now? Is that how games should be, or should we expect like more linear games?
Well, now
no, okay. Well, I'm sorry, Max, you first.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, my thing with that is, open world games are nice. I mean, I love them when they're done right. Like Breath of the Wild, that's a great example. Horizon Zero Dawn, that's another good example. But I don't think every game will start following that format because not every game will be able to become open world.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like some of them.
Go ahead, keep going.
Well, like I just can't imagine every game following that format. And then even if they started to, I feel like we would kind of feel the same feeling with Call of Duty at some point. Like, it's just a reskin of another open world game. It's kind of getting old.
Okay, so
I
will counter that. I will counter that in the sense. I will say this: not every game should follow the open world format, but it should follow in a format to a sense. Because look at Call of Duty. It used to be the powerhouse back in the day with its linear story and its like innovative cutscenes and stuff like that. That's nice and all, but no one really cares anymore about that kind of stuff. Let the gamer choose his own path in a sense that like, okay, it might be still a linear story, but you have multiple ways to complete your objective, not just, okay, if you don't go down this corridor and take this left, you're not going to beat the game. You go right, you die.
Well, Black Ops 2 attempted that with, I don't know if, like, okay, how many of y'all have actually played Black Ops 2's campaign?
I have, yeah.
I beat it.
There's multiple endings you can do in that game. So that was their kickstart to kind of change that. Well, that was Black Ops. So Black Ops 2's version was basically saying, okay, the actions you do, and there are some things you may or may not do, depend on what ending you get. So the biggest one was, spoiler alert ahead, is whenever you're playing as Woods and you're on top of this tower and your sniper's ready to go, you're about to shoot Menendez because everyone's like saying it's him, and depending on if you shoot him in the face or the leg or kill him and don't kill him, it ends up being Mason, your friend. And then he, at the end, he either stays dead or he comes back to the door.
Stuff like that though, it makes the game feel more alive. It makes
does.
you feel like you actually have a say in it, and you're not just watching a movie.
I definitely agree.
Like,
but
yeah, because I actually enjoyed Black Ops 2's campaign because of that.
Right. Well, and then I was excited about that because when I heard Black Ops 3 was the thing, I'm like, all right, look, the campaign can only get better from here. And then the campaign basically had nothing to do with Black Ops 2, which I was so disappointed because Black Ops 2 today is still one of my favorite campaigns, like one of my favorite stories besides Modern Warfare. That whole arc. Well, Black Ops 3's campaign worked in the sense that it wasn't really campaign, it was very arena style in the sense that, okay, there was a primary objective, but there were so many enemies to kill. There were so many paths to take. There were so many ways to get to that objective that made you feel like you were playing a different game every time. So they've attempted it, but I feel that with Call of Duty, and looking back at World War II this past year, I feel like Call of Duty should be left alone by what it is. Make some changes, like, the several endings. Make it to where your campaign feels more immersive, like the feeling you got, Max. Make it to where, you feel rewarded for taking a path that is less that is less taken. Okay, then do all your customization stuff. But I feel like Call of Duty should stay its own thing. When it comes to games like open world games, I feel like you need to be imaginative. With Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, make that open world. There are, like you, Lord of the Rings fans who want to be immersed in the world, so give them the world.
Lord of the Rings is a perfect example for open world, strictly for the fact that I feel like they can go larger. In the expansion packs, they're adding like a few tribes of orcs here and there, but I know it would cost a lot of money, but I would guarantee that most fans, including myself, would love to see, like, when you go into the map on Shadow of War, the newest game, and you can see most of Middle Earth. Most. You can't see a bit of the north with like Rivendell and all that up there. You can't see that far, that past the Misty Mountains. You can't see that. People who don't know Lord of the Rings probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Point is, you can't see that. You can see a good majority. You can see the south part, the southern part of the map a lot. I would love to see, like, okay, in one of the expansion packs, you get a Rohan pack. And one of the expansion packs, you can get like a Moria style, like a Moria, like dwarves and elves. I would love to see that. That would just, okay, take what PUBG is doing, Players Unknown Battlegrounds. It's a service. You spend $40 on the game, and then the game just builds on. Similar to what Destiny was trying to do back in the day. It's 10-year plan that Bungie said they were gonna have. But just instead of making like a game and then like it comes out to be garbage and then they take a few years and fix it, why not let's just make a sequel and completely fix everything or destroy everything in Bungie's case, and then just build on the first game, and then when it gets too old, then revamp it with better graphics. But like, because certain games could definitely go better with that. So I don't know.
The argument behind that's been a thing. I mean, I think that whole argument started with, in recent times, if you're talking about that whole argument started with Madden. I mean, people were complaining. They were like, look, Madden.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean,
Madden's one of those, a definite example of that.
I mean,
there's no reason why a game should come out every year. All you're doing is changing the roster around and barely tweaking the graphics.
You can release a game every year if you're innovating.
Well,
now,
right.
If you're releasing the same thing, and it just seems like a money grab every year, especially when you make the only football game in video games. So it sucks that you don't see any innovation and you don't have anything to compare it to. That's the whole thing. I'm a sports player, and especially when it comes to games, and it's the same thing with NBA 2K. 2K is getting is getting bombarded with every release now because they're not seeing any innovations. No, not a lot of updates are happening. The online play is becoming horrible, and it sucks because it's the only game until NBA Live just came back, and now there's some competition now. So there's ripples in the industry now because okay, if I don't like 2K, then I can play NBA Live. Now Madden, you can't do that because EA has the official rights to the NFL, making NFL video games. So you can't say, you know what, I don't want to play Madden anymore. I want to play, 2K Madden, which they had back in the day. You can't do that anymore. So it sucks when you have the keys to the franchise, to a video game franchise, and you're not innovating every year. You're just releasing the same product every year, and that's the problem.
Right. Well, going back to what Max had said, he kind of brought up a good point I wanted to mention in this whole conversation about what makes a good game and all that kind of stuff. But you did mention you kind of mentioned games being released that are not complete.
Yeah.
And I wanted to address this and get you guys' opinion, but I wanted to just go ahead and say this. I am not bashing on companies for releasing an incomplete game. I used to be on that kind of bandwagon, but then when I'm thinking about it, most games now primarily have some kind of multiplayer aspect to them. The multiplayer aspect is not going to be perfect from the get-go. So with that in mind, when it comes to multiplayer games, give them a little leeway. Now, when it comes to single-player games and single-player aspects, I feel like there should be no excuse that you should have anything except minor little bugs and kind of glitches. You have a few minor glitches here and there, okay, that's fine. But if you get to the point where I can't access maybe like a certain weapon, a certain costume, for whatever game it may be, and there's like this limit.
Assassin's Creed Unity.
Well, yeah.
No, that whole game's a bug.
Well, single-player games used to be able to come out and boom, they had their glitches, they had a few problems with them, but you could actually beat the game and have fun doing it. Now I feel like there are so many games out there now where not only does it come with multiplayer, it comes with like that third game mode, whatever you want to have. The multiplayer is broken because it just came out. They're still working on the servers. But then you go to single player and you find out, oh wait, that's broken too. So what's you guys' opinion on that? I'm just curious.
Not to be a pusher, but just because I brought it up and made Tyler think about it, I'll finish my statement. And the fact that it's not a bandwagon, Tyler, but in the sense that there are legit reasons why you can hate on companies for releasing games too early. I know I brought up earlier, but I'm going to bring it up again because they are a perfect example. Bungie. They came from Halo, one of the best. Well, I would say it's Xbox exclusive up until Halo Wars 2 actually, because it's on Steam. It's on out on PC, but up until that, they were dominating with Halo.
Right.
A few minor setbacks here and there with different games. But for the most part, it was great. But then they sold that. Like, all right, we're going with Halo. We're going to go on to this new title IP we have. And then the game comes out of 2014, whatever it was, and it was terrible. The game was broken. No, you could none of the story made sense. There was no story. There was bugs all over the place. Guns were overpowered. Like, okay, we're gonna fix it, and then it took them 3 years to fix up until the game didn't 100% balance out until either Taken King or Rise of Iron. The game was not 100% complete to the last expansion pack of 2017 of Destiny Rise of Iron, and then everyone's like, okay, yeah, they fully have done themselves, and then the Destiny 2 comes out. It's not as buggy, but it's still an incomplete game, and the fact that the game is the exact same thing as the first one. So they thought, okay, because we skated by with the DLC, we're gonna go ahead and just release the same game and hope everyone doesn't care. Oh, they cared. But to your point, yes, I 100% agree. The fact that these studios should be accountable for these actions. Yes, I understand a few minor setbacks, a few bugs, like Origins. Origins had a few bugs. I didn't encounter any of them, but there was a few bugs here and there. A few you fall into the map, your textures are kind of wonky, but that's okay. That's fine. But when a game comes out and, like you said, Tyler, you can't access certain parts of the game, that's just unacceptable. It's just not. Right. It's just not. It's not right.
Well, Alex, we haven't heard from you in a while. What do you think of this whole argument?
I think it's ridiculous that it'll take game developers to spend years, let's say anywhere between 3 to 10 years. Kingdom Hearts. And then they come out with a game that's still incomplete or broken. I don't understand. Like, I was thinking about this yesterday. I wish we could have, like, a documentary or something, like, on Destiny or on some game that had a buku amount of money, a lot of years into it, and then when it comes out and it bombs, let me see what happened. You know, let me see what happened to the money, what happened to the resources, the time. Like, I'm tired of just having to buy a season pass. Yeah. Because you essentially, in my opinion, today's standards, you pay $120 for a full game. You pay $60 for the game up front, and it's only like a quarter of what it's actually going to be. Then you got to pay another $60 for the season pass, and then you got to wait. So in today's standards, we pay $120 for a game.
We do.
Okay.
We do.
I'm going to talk about Alex. I spent $300
let me see what goes wrong. Like, am I the only one that wants this?
Well, no, I totally get it.
Nobody wants that.
No, he wants the documentary. He wants he wants the answers as to what happened. I totally get that, and I totally agree. I think we've mentioned this. I think we mentioned it in the podcast a couple ones ago. How I told you guys. I don't know if I told Alex, but it's basically it's like a meme, and it's a picture of like there's two sides, and there's a burger on one side and a burger on the other. And on one side, it's like games back then. And it has like a full burger with like meat, lettuce, tomato, and everything on that. And on the side, it had DLC. It had ketchup and mustard. And then on the other side, it said games today. And it had the 2 buns with lettuce, and it said a game. And then it had on the other side, like next to it, the meat, the tomato, and everything else, DLC. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like 100% accurate. That's why it's hilarious. And that's very true. That's very true. A good another example I wanted to bring up before I get to Jay's point is Call of Duty World War II. I mean, I hate to put it in that spotlight because I gave it so many chances, but once again, I told Max this last podcast. You give us 9 maps? 9 maps? Are you kidding me? And 4 of them are playable because they're well designed. The other ones are just snipe fest. Don't give me that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Not everyone's going to snipe. Not everyone's going to have a good time. So why even go through with that? When you go to a game like I'm going to go Black Ops 3. For those of you that don't know, for those viewers or listeners or whatever out there, Black Ops 3 is one of my favorite Call of Duties. I'll still go back and play it today. The map design.
I'm right there with you on that.
Look, the map design in that game wasn't perfect. There are 1 or 2 maps that I don't enjoy playing. The other percentage of them, I enjoy playing. I don't mind playing on them because they're okay and they're playable. Excuse me. But you give me a game like that that's incomplete, and you make me say, okay, it'll get better with the season pass. I don't want to have that. I want to be able to play the game and enjoy it for what it is.
Well, that's every game today.
It is, and again, that's not a point of the game's incomplete. That's just that's a idea of, okay, people don't like this, we messed up, so now we have to deliver on the season pass.
Right.
So, but Jay, what
Star
is your
Wars Battlefront 2?
No, that's not a season pass. That's just the game being broken. That's shady. That's just shady. Companies being shady, aka EA.
Which I feel like is almost. I mean, I'm not trying to stray from the conversation, but I mean, I feel like that's honestly every game company today now. Even Nintendo. The last company that was like, all right, we'll give you free online. We've been doing it forever since the GameCube. The GameCube actually had online for a few games. Now they're like, oh, well, now you have to pay online starting in early 2018.
I mean, Xbox is doing that for a decade now.
But there's no reason to. It doesn't cost any money to run the servers.
I think with that, I'm glad you brought that up. That's a good point.
Let's come back to that because Jay has to still say his thing. Jay, what you got?
All I was going to say is pretty much I don't mind, DLC content for the most part if it's just, add-ons and stuff like that where it adds more to the game. I remember Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, you had, these side stories with new characters and you could pay for them and and add on to the game and increase the game, the longevity of the game, the replayability of the game. That's what I like. That's what I want to see. It's the same thing with The Witcher 3. You know how The Witcher 3 had like three story packs, I believe. I think it was 2 or 3 story packs. And it just, they increased the replayability.
Right.
Here, take my cash. Batman Arkham Knight did the same thing. They had after you ended the game, they added some more missions with different comic book villains. I don't mind that. Now, when you're adding DLC for I don't know, as a trying to pass it off to make it seem like, okay, well, here's our game and we know it's messed up and stuff like that. But here's some stuff because we're boosting our game up. Here's our DLC, but hey, you gotta take this money. I mean, it's kind of not fair in a way. I shouldn't have to do that.
Well, that unfortunately, like back in the day, like one game that comes to mind that did well by this, and also the company that I think is doing fantastic and everything. Blizzard's Warcraft 3 before it was World of Warcraft. Warcraft 3 was a real-time strategy game, and when it first came out, it was a complete game. It had plenty of things to make your time go by. And then when the game was out, 2 years later, an expansion pack came out. That's how games used to be. You get your full release game, and then you get an expansion pack about maybe a year after, like maybe for a fraction of the cost. Not even a full game cost. Like the game was originally $40, it's now $20. Well, the expansion pack's $20. But then today, the expansion, like you get a game, like I don't hate to keep on throwing under the bus because I despise it. Destiny, the first game, the first 2 DLCs were on the disc already. People found ways to not get to the DLC, but find it in like the coding of the game before it was even released. So it's just like, okay, when they finish the game, corporates go into the game. It's like, okay, it's like think of the game like a pie. It's like, okay, that half of the game, that fourth of the pie, we'll let both the players get at launch. That other fourth, we're gonna let them get for pre-order content bonus. This other fourth is DLC, and then this other fourth is not even going to be in the game. So you don't actually get a complete game in the beginning. So it gets me angry because I don't want to buy any games. Like I want to wait until like a month or 2 after the game releases to hear all the negativity behind it, and then buy it.
That's the biggest issue. I feel that's a huge issue because like what you just said, I agree with you 100%. Why buy a game or pre-order a game when you know in 5 or 6 months time the game is just going to get better than what it is now through required DLC, patches, more levels, more items, whatever it may be? Why buy a game new anymore? Why buy a game new?
It's almost in the sense like when I review a game, like I'll review it like as if like, okay, here's the game at launch, and come back in 3 years, I'll review it again. It's gonna be completely different. So it makes no sense.
Right, and that's the overlying question. Is that's what I mean? That's the big thing, the overlying theme in this whole message of what makes a good game is that.
Not to cut you off, but I was gonna say, look at what happened with Street Fighter V and that whole situation.
Oh man,
yeah.
That was a major awakening for the gaming community when you literally decide to release a $60 game and it is not even completed. You're talking about
there wasn't even like a full 16 characters.
Yeah, and you're talking about we're gonna release it in release the rest of the stuff in a few more months. I'm like, why are you even releasing the game in the first place?
Right.
They want that money, Jay. They want that money.
Clearly.
All right, guys, we're gonna give you a $60 Street Fighter V. You can only play as Rin, Ken, and Ryu.
Yep.
Good luck.
Here's your piece of our pie. You can have the rest when you finish this one.
But was it a good pie?
But you guys gotta remember.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't a good pie.
Street Fighter 4 kind of started the same way, and it took a long time for it to get to where it is today. I mean, yeah, it has the most characters of any fighting game.
Well, Street Fighter didn't really do that, though. I mean, not to this extent. I mean, I wouldn't even compare it to. I mean, Street Fighter 4 was a full game. You got what you paid for. Now, now Street Fighters. Capcom is always known for releasing different versions of Street Fighters. Street Fighter Advanced, Street Fighter Extreme, Street Fighter such this, and Street
Exo
Fighter.
Hound.
Yeah, XXL, Super Ultimate 3. That's what Capcom is known for, and that's what you got with Street Fighter 4. You got, I believe, it's Street Fighter Super, and there was like another Ultimate, I believe, version. I mean, you got that.
The Ultimate, if you buy that one, you get every single character, all DLC. That was it.
Right, but you still got you still got the full game. So I don't know what this was. I don't know.
Companies that are doing these shady practices need to, and excuse my Spanish, need to be accountable for their bullshit. It's just stupid. It's annoying because like people who are Tyler's Call of Duty or like My Destiny or Jace and Alex's Street Fighter, these companies need to be accountable for all this. It's stupid because like you have people who are defending it, and it's not helping because people are like, no, it's okay, the game is good. The game's not complete. The game is not good because of it. And it makes other companies who aren't doing this, like, look bad. Like, it's like, oh, you're not doing the same thing they're doing? Like, they don't get this. Games who do really bad practices get way more publicity, obviously. But then the companies who do really good stuff aren't getting the publicity. And it's just like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I'm ranting at this point.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that games that are good don't get good publicity. I feel like if in the gaming universe, if your game is good, people are gonna know it. I mean,
of course, yeah.
Except for Wolfenstein 2, because that one got overshadowed by everything else.
Mario and Assassin's Creed. I do feel bad for that game.
Not Zelda. People were hyped for Sonic. Remember?
No, Alex, you were hyped for Sonic.
Wait, which one?
I really
Mania
wasn't the only one. What's sad is Sonic Forces got more attention than Wolfenstein, and I was like, oh man.
Wait,
That's also
I know
because
Mania
it wasn't
everyone was looking forward to Mania. People were
Yeah.
dying to get that
I don't
game.
know about you guys.
That was a good game though.
I don't know about you, but I recently just bought Far Cry 3 again because I love that game. Which that is a whole different point of the fact, like making a game and then reskinning it with new graphics and then selling it 2 years later. That's a different story. But I swear on every grave that I can name, which is not that many, which is actually pretty good. The fact that Far Cry 5 is coming out in March. They pushed it back from February to March. I'm okay with that in the sense that if the company knows, and Ubisoft has been killing it these last few months with these recent games they've been having. But I say last year, actually, with Ghost Recon being in last March. But if Far Cry 5 comes out and it is like it's not, again, I'm not gonna say like, oh, it has like it can't have any bugs. That's not true. It can have a few. But if the game comes out and it has the same situations as like all these other games, like you have to, there's loot boxes. I don't mind loot boxes, but to a certain point for cosmetics and stuff like that, it's a different story. But if the game is not complete, I'm looking forward to this game. But if it's not complete, there are going to be torches going towards Ubisoft's headquarters.
Man, if we're talking about Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 is going to be good in the sense that, and we're going to use this as our last talking point before we move into the online discussion and then end it out. Far Cry 5 is going to be a good game, and I'll tell you why. The story about that game...
Are you from the future?
What?
Are you from the future?
The story for Far Cry 5, it's from the trailers. It's going to touch on a lot of touchy subjects, and I respect them for that.
That's okay.
And that's the thing, yeah. Far Cry has always been the game that take things a little bit, I'm not going to say to the extreme because it really never does, but it's not afraid. Ubisoft really isn't. Ubisoft isn't afraid to go the extra mile and tell the hard truth about what's going on. I mean, you have this, Midwestern town about...
A cult.
A cult, yeah.
Literally, it's a cult, and it's gonna be a white supremacy cult. Jay, I'm sorry, no offense. It's gonna be a white supremacy cult. I'm serious. No, I'm not trying to be funny or stupid. It's a white supremacy cult in the middle of what Montana, I think it is. You're gonna see a lot of things that you won't see in games from EA or Bungie or something like that. You won't see it from them.
Nintendo.
Or Nintendo, for God's sake.
Definitely not Nintendo.
That's no. But I mean, Tyler, you said that perfectly. I applaud them for doing that because that shows them that this is the real world. It might not happen as on scale as what this game is portraying, but it happens in certain places, and I like it. It's realism.
Right. Well, I think the last thing we're going to talk about, because Alex had brought it up and I wanted to say something about it, was online and paying for online and what that does. So to start this out, I want to go ahead and say the reason you pay for online is so that we don't go through another Sony hack like we did a few summers ago. And at this point, it's been...
You want to elaborate that just in case anyone doesn't know about that?
Go for it.
No, go ahead. Say it. Like any viewers that don't know what we're talking about?
Oh, yeah, basically what happened was it was the summer of what, 2011?
14?
14,
so.
right. It was kind of recent. Basically, the PlayStation users, the PlayStation community was out of online for basically an entire summer because of the free online. They didn't have the money to pay for the security they needed, and Sony was hacked all across the board. PlayStation Network was down for like 2.5 months, basically a whole summer, and couldn't play online. And people were upset. So what do? They give us Infamous for free. Thanks, Sony. Appreciate you. Thanks for taking away my summer. But yeah. So and then from there on out, PlayStation Network was a thing you had to pay for, and people were upset. But then at the same time, they were like, "Well, wait a minute. I'm upset that I have to put money towards online now, but actually." Not really, because then, I mean, look, what's $20 a month or however much it is a month or $60 for a year? That's the one I do every time anyway.
Yeah, I just started doing that one.
What's $60 a year compared to a summer without playing with your friends online?
Right.
Or possibly losing your credit card information.
Yeah, and that was
your
another
whole
scary
account in
thing.
general.
I'm putting more emphasis on the summer thing, but yeah, credit cards were at risk. I mean, you put money to buy stuff on the PlayStation Store, that was at risk. It was a very scary time for Sony, and there was a lot of outrage against them. So
and Jay, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to ask you before I forget. Jay, correct me if I'm wrong. Was that the same time frame that Tyler, your brother just logged on Xbox. That was nice. Anyway, Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, but was that the same time frame that Sony got hacked from their movie industry, like with all the Amazing Spider-Man 2 type of stuff?
I think that was later. That was
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Spider-Man thing, like the movie thing, I think that was the pushing point. Like, okay, something needs to be done. So basically, and all these companies now, like Alex had said, like, you know, I know Nintendo's starting to push for paid online now. I don't own any, like a Switch or a Wii U or anything like that, but if I'm talking to like the general audience for Nintendo fans, don't be upset about this. Don't be angry about this. Be relieved about this.
It's good.
I understand Nintendo is a powerhouse company. Now, Alex, I'm not talking to you because I know you basically know all this, and I know you kind of share the same thoughts as I do on this. But I mean, hey, you pay for security. That's been my mentality since I was old enough to realize what I'm paying for. You pay your $60, your $50 for a year of online play, and in turn you get some. And look, like they've made it worth your while now. Xbox and PlayStation. I know Xbox has their games with gold every month. PlayStation has the free games of the month across PlayStation 4, PlayStation
those
Vita.
games for gold are kind of terrible, but it's still.
Well, hey, you find some gems every other month or so.
Yeah, it's true.
You do.
True.
You do.
Yeah, like PlayStation just gave away what was it? Until Dawn.
Yeah, they gave it out last Halloween. This past Halloween.
Yeah, that was good. I picked that sucker up.
So they got that. So look, you pay for online. You're paying for security. You're getting cool benefits for it. You know, you're getting a chance to play online with your friends. And the thing is, you pay it one time for a year and it's done. That's less than Amazon Prime. It's less than a year of Amazon Prime. And
plus, like they give sales all the time. Like I know the New Year's sales going on right now. There's sales throughout the year. It's good.
Me being a primarily a PlayStation user right now, I'm looking at it, and every few weeks I go on the store. If you're a PlayStation Plus member, something's on sale. Something's on sale. And even though I may not be into it, there's a few 100,000 people that are. And if they had PlayStation Plus, they're going to be using that discount and saving upwards to at least hundreds of dollars that year. So I just think it's a benefit, and then the fact that Nintendo's coming out and saying, "Hey, we're gonna have online or paid online," I don't see a problem with it.
They're just late to the party.
Well, and that's I feel like Nintendo is Nintendo's kind of like the parent company when it comes to video games, and as far as I know, Alex or Jay, you might know a little bit more. Has Nintendo ever had an issue where they've been majorly hacked or anything like that?
Nope.
No, and actually, I was gonna bring up like a quick off-topic thing, but I do remember in the hack of of Sony. Do you remember that Xbox One had a slight issue as well, where both servers were down?
Oh
yeah. We did.
So look, their friend of mine posted, "Oh no, the Sony and Microsoft servers are down. Someone call an ambulance. Wii U."
But it wasn't.
I was like, "Hey, yeah, it's true."
It wasn't
but
as
I mean,
drastic as PlayStation's though.
It kind of.
No, it wasn't nowhere near as drastic.
Wasn't
But
like security. It wasn't security issues. It was more like they hacked the servers, so people weren't able to play online for like a while, because it was that little group called the Lizard Squad, I believe.
Oh yeah, I remember them. Yep.
And it's called. What they did was DDoS the servers, and everybody just couldn't play Xbox Live for a while. And that's all it was. I didn't have to worry about my bank account, information, being stowed in Cambodia. I mean, somebody used my stuff in Cambodia. I didn't have to worry about that. And I think that was I think after that Sony hack, that was a lot of people kind of even the playing field, because that was one of the things that people who were in the console wars that felt that PlayStation was better, was that you didn't have to pay for the online experience,
right.
and for the Xbox you had to. But now times has changed.
Right.
Yeah.
Choice.
I feel like that, that even the playing field, and it also, I just think it was the best thing. I mean, like, that's the thing. Like I said, I remember when I was a kid, I was on PlayStation, went to Xbox, then back to PlayStation 4. I remember, like, dude, why would anyone play anything other than a PlayStation 3? You have free online. You have these cool exclusive games. Why would anyone play Xbox? Well, I played Xbox 360 and Live, and I'm like, yep, I get it now. And then I went back to Xbox One, and then
to put a point, like, I used to, like, I was the opposite of you. I went from computer to, and I should have stayed computer. I went from computer to PlayStation to Nintendo to PlayStation, then back to Xbox, and I stayed there. But now that I have a sufficient job and I have money, I just got all three systems. There's no reason why. Like, if you're a gamer and you have the money, get all three. There's no reason why you shouldn't have it if you can afford it. If you can afford it.
I disagree with that. I mean,
why should you pick one?
Oh, I'll explain. Well, I didn't say pick one. I don't think you should have all three consoles. I think Nintendo has definitely changed. That's why I have not purchased a Nintendo console besides.
No. I'm not saying like no. I wasn't actually putting Nintendo in that because I don't care about Nintendo. No, unfortunately not, because I used to love Nintendo. But like the three as in the three powerhouses. You got PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Right.
I would get all three of those if you could afford it, because they all have their disadvantages and all have their advantages.
Right.
I mean, now that's the thing. I own an Xbox One, a PlayStation 4. I don't own a Nintendo thing.
Well, actually, your brother owns the Xbox One, Tyler.
It's my
He's
Xbox,
right
okay?
Now. He's playing Fortnite.
It's mine. Okay? But anyway.
I wish you played Fortnite. Let's all go play Fortnite.
But yeah, so to close out, I mean, paid online, I mean, it's a thing, and then with console wars, we could talk about that for another hour and a half. I assume we have four people on here.
That should be the next topic. Console wars.
My God.
2018. Here we go.
So monetized on Xbox.
So basically, to end off the podcast here, I know it's on the time of recording this. It's January 3rd and New Year. And I just wanted to ask you guys as we close out today, what are you guys' New Year's resolutions?
I'll go first.
All right.
I don't have a New Year's resolution.
Okay. All right.
I just want to continue improving. I think
that'll be one then, and keep improving.
Well, I want to do that all the time though. I don't think a new year makes a difference for me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I just want to improve. I want to improve and always get better. I guess if I did have a New Year's resolution, it's just to continue, staying on point and continue improving to get where I need to be.
Right.
But that would be, 24/7, 365 all the time, no matter what year.
Totally get that. All right, Alex.
My New Year's resolution is I need to come up with a New Year's resolution.
Is it every year, Alex?
Respect.
I guess. Oh, jeez, I'll have to come up with one quick. My New Year's resolution will just be to be the best player, be the franchise. Don't make mistakes.
Someone else is gonna have a different say about that one, actually.
And that's about it. Just be the best player you could be.
All right, Max.
I'll go last.
Okay, that's fine. Basically, so mine, I really wanted to, I want to try new things, more than I have done in the past. I want to.
You've been listening to Try Everything, haven't you?
Are you gonna buy a Switch finally?
Hey, maybe. You never know. I want to try new things, so maybe.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible in this year 2018. No, I just think that like Jeremy said, I do want to keep on improving, be the best me that I can be. But mostly try new things. I want to go out a little bit more, just explore what's out there in the world. Just try new things. I don't want to be like my goal in life really is to be very open-minded, and I feel like I'm at that point now, but I just want to better that as I grow up. I just want to be open-minded with things. I don't want to close off anything. I want to, listen to everyone's opinions, to what everyone has to say, because I don't feel that it's fair to close like someone off just because they have a different way of thinking. So I feel like, trying new things, going out, exploring new stuff, I think that's going to help me and, achieve that goal at some point in my life.
Okay. Very elaborate, jeez. I'm not going to top that. I was this. Last year, I made a New Year's resolution to improve my career and my dream that I wanted to do, and I think I've done that slightly over this last year.
You've definitely no. If I have to voice that, like how far you've come a long way.
You
really have. You really have.
But yeah, so I think that's the same thing. The same thing I'm gonna say. It's just I know my dreams changed a little bit. It's still the same thing. I'm still doing the same thing, but it's changed over the fact that I'm gonna be doing a lot more online YouTube content with my good pals over here.
Yo.
So yeah, I feel like just because your dreams change doesn't mean the end goal can change. Will not change. So yeah, not my New Year's resolution. My life resolution is to just increase my career and just as being a better person, just overall improve everything. So yeah.
Sounds like a plan. So guys, we're going to close out today by asking you guys, what do you plan on doing for this upcoming year? What are you looking forward to this year in entertainment, whether it be anything, or are you looking forward to a certain movie? I know I am. Are you looking forward to a certain game? I know I am. And just let us know what you guys think in the comments below. But yeah, guys, we're going to go ahead and say peace out. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to drop a like, as it does help out so much. Also, if you enjoyed what you heard, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Link is down there below. And then another link you can also follow is a link to Max's website. There's all kind of reviews, articles, really good stuff on his website. Go ahead and check him out. But that's going to do it for us, guys. Go ahead and say peace out, everyone.
Peace out.
Go for it. Nice.
anyone.
Bye-bye, everybody.
All right, guys. So that's going to be it for us today. We will see you guys in the next episode. And until then, peace out.